Hello everyone, this is Pablo Wegeson back at it with another YouTube speech. And it's August 2021. The coronavirus cases are gone up and now it's Delta variant. So yes, we have the vaccines. And I did get vaccinated, so you're wondering, vaccinated, why is he having all this and all that stuff? Well, part of it is just for the video because it's sure I'm taking it seriously. The thing about the vaccines, nobody promised that it was going to cure everything, but the vaccines are there in case you get the disease that trains your body's immune system so you don't get as sick as someone who's unvaccinated. That's the whole point of getting vaccinated. It says in case you get the virus that you're not going to get as sick as someone who's unvaccinated. Of course, still wear this because, I like the color of this. This is a pretty cool color, and also, basically, this is more not so much to protect me, but to protect other people from me. So whatever germs or bacteria that's inside of me, I don't spew it out and hurt someone who has a weaker immune system. This is more to protect me in case someone's coughing and spitting out the germs and stuff. I'm less likely to get it, so. Yeah, like, it's kind of funny because when I was a kid, I used to do gross things like dig my nose and spit out stuff, and I had a whatever attitude towards spreading germs. But first you grow up, now if I pick something out of my nose, I try to make sure I have a Kleenex with me and also wash my hands and stuff. But that's the thing, as you grow up, you mature, right? Like, maybe as a kid you don't think, okay, about how the people feel if you're spreading your germs, but as a grown up, now you're more conscientious of these things. But apparently you have a lot of people who have not matured. Adults who have not matured at all. They still think that you can act like we're still in 2019 where everyone can go unmasked or everyone don't have to worry about vaccines and stuff. Like, it's 2021 already. It's been a year. We need to adjust already. We need to grow up. Like, I admit when the coronavirus crisis started, I was like, it's just gonna go away. It's just some media overhyped thing, like just like the H1N1 and Ebola and Zika and all that. But after a while, when this disease starts spreading faster than the other diseases I mentioned, and as many people have to be admitted to ICUs, intensive care units, and then when the cases go up, the intensive care units get overwhelmed. And the thing about these intensive care units, you think they're there to help like more than half the population when something goes wrong? No, we don't have enough room for that. In fact, we don't even have enough room in the ICUs to take care of even more than 5% of the population if something goes wrong. The ICUs you have, they're just made for normal times. They're not made for abnormal times like these. We're running out of space. And because of all these ICUs are overfilled, sooner or later you gotta grow up and say, hey, just take this seriously. These cases are going around. I mean, if you can get vaccinated, get vaccinated. It's been tested already. Oh, it's an experimental drug. It's been experimented on already, okay? The experiments already happened. And what is the result? The results are that the majority of people who get vaccinated are less likely to get sick than those who are unvaccinated. The results are in already. Okay, and I know some people who can't get vaccinated because the immune system is weak or like they have allergic reactions to other vaccines and that sort of stuff. If that's the case for you, then you gotta make sure you take extra steps. Like, like make sure you have your protective gear and not gather in large groups. But the thing is, like, a lot of these people who refuse to get vaccinated and they gather in large groups in close proximity without protection, without any mask or shields, whatever. I think we're still living in 2019. You guys gotta grow up already. These are not normal times. You wanna party? Wait! Wait! Because I know for sure in 2020 that was supposed to be my 40th birthday. And in 2020 Halloween was supposed to be on a Saturday. I was looking forward to that. But of course, we had to cancel that because the cases were spreading. And the vaccines weren't out yet. And anybody who knows me from before the pandemic will damn remember that I love Halloween parties. And every birthday, I go to clubs. Anybody who know me before the pandemic know I used to go to clubs all the time. Not all the time, maybe a couple times a year. But when I do, I always took pics and all that stuff and had a reputation of being a party guy and all that. But times have changed. Cases are going up. We don't have enough room in the intensive care units in our hospitals. Gotta adjust. Gotta adjust to the changing times already. So no, I did not have a 40th year birthday party last year. No, I did not have a chance to celebrate Halloween like I normally do in Waikiki. You gotta adjust to the changing times. Like my grandma was, well, she died before the coronavirus crisis, but she was alive when the Pearl Harbor attacks happened. And they had what they call martial law, where you had a lot of curfew restrictions. Like you can't turn on the lights during nighttime. So that way the enemy's airplanes don't see they release a lot of people. Make it harder for enemy planes to find population centers to bomb. And also during that time in Hawaii, everyone had to carry on a gas mask. You think this is inconvenient? Carry around a gas mask everywhere you go. We have it easy compared to people living in Hawaii during World War II. We have it easy. And even then, it's like, you know, we have it easy compared to what they had to go through. And they didn't have social media back then. In fact, the general population didn't even have TVs. I mean, TVs were invented, but it wasn't available to the general public yet. So I have to listen to the radios. We have it easy compared to what they're doing over there. But, you know what, how to make things less easy? Continue acting like it's 2019 and act like the virus is not going around. Yeah, you act like that. Act like you don't, like the virus is not as serious as it is. Going unvaccinated and gathering in large groups. Yeah, you make it not easy. You make it hard. You be stuck in a ventilator with that stuff up your nose, very uncomfortable. More likely to get sick and die. And even if you don't die, people say, oh yeah, like coronavirus, so it doesn't kill most people that it touch. Well, yeah, well, you know what? You're staying in the ICU for a long time. Yeah, you don't count it as a death until you die. But is that comfortable living? No. There's people who survive the virus, but their lung capacity has totally weakened. They gotta walk around with the oxygen tank. They're very weakened. I mean, weak and not the weekend like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, but they got very weak. They can't even do the things they normally do. Like I remember one bartender who was working Waikiki in the beginning of the pandemic. It's like he has to stay in the hospital for like months, and when he is able to leave, he can no longer do the things he normally does because his body got very weak. his lung capacity and it really went down. He can no longer do the things he used to do. And there's people with weakened immune systems that their immune system is not as strong as a average person. So if I get it, and like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, even if I don't get sick or whatever, because I already got vaccinated, but I spread the germs to someone who has a weakened immune system, that person is more likely to die. More likely, not even more likely to die, but more likely to suffer while dying. Because the coronavirus usually doesn't come with a fast death. It comes with a slow death. That's the thing. It's not just about dying, but how painful the death is. Die a slow, painful death. And even if you survive, and you'll be suffering, you can hardly breathe, short of breath easily. You gotta take it seriously. And of course, like, some people rebelling against the rules and all that, like, you know, saying all about liberty and freedom. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, because that was my concern in the beginning of the coronavirus crisis. I thought, oh, okay, it's just an exaggeration. The rules are overreaction. But when a number of cases go up and the ICUs are overfilled, sooner or later, you gotta do something. You can't just sit around and do nothing. The government has to take some action. So less people are dying. And let's talk about liberty, okay? Because for a long time, I agree with a lot of the libertarian ideals of, you know, like lower taxes and entrepreneurship and, you know, ending the government's war on drugs. I mean, I don't like drugs, but I don't like the government putting people in dungeons for long periods of time for having drugs. I mean, let's make it clear, right? And yeah, you can do it. I want like as much freedom as possible. Like, for example, like, sometimes I do eat too much junk food. I'm trying to cut down on it. But the thing is, if I eat junk food, I'm only hurting myself, not hurting other people. I can eat junk food all day. Yeah, make myself more likely to get sick and get a heart attack, whatever. But if let's say I'm just eating junk food and I'm breathing near somebody, me breathing near somebody is not going to make them fat. Me eating junk food is not going to me spreading increased risk of diabetes and heart attack by me breathing. But coronavirus is different. If I get the virus and I get close to someone and starts breathing on them, they get the virus. See, that's the difference. Like another example, like alcohol. Like I think drinking alcohol is stupid, but you have a right? Like you drink at home. You're hurting yourself if you're just drinking by yourself, right? But if you get in a car when you're drunk, you're putting others at risk. So yes, you have a right to get drunk at home. I don't agree with it, but you have a right to hurt yourself, right? But once you get drunk and you start driving, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting others. The same with the virus. Like, you just stay home and you're not spreading to anyone, you're not really hurting anybody. But you get a virus and you go in public and you're spreading it to other people, it's a contagious disease. So the restrictions about the coronavirus crisis is not just about the dangers of the virus. It's about the contagiousness of the virus, not the dangerousness. Because again, I can eat junk food all day and hurt myself. That's not contagious. I'm just hurting myself, so I have a right to hurt myself. Or if someone gets drunk and stay home, they have a right to hurt themselves staying home. But the virus is contagious, so it's not about the dangerousness. It's the contagiousness. And you're spreading it to people without consent, right? So that's the thing right there. So when things like this happen, when these when things changes in society, you gotta have to adjust your views. It's like I agree with a lot of libertarian things on like entrepreneurship and liberty, and like having less restrictions on life, like ending the government's war on drugs or ending the government's war on consensual activities between adults. Consensual is the word. Like, I don't consent to have a contagious virus spread to me, so that's not consensual, right? So that's the thing, right? Like, even other libertarian ideas are like like the right to defend yourself. That's why I don't like these gun bans, because you have a right to defend yourself whatever you can. Of course, if you're a dangerous person, then you killed somebody, then you should be locked up and all that stuff, but you have a right to defend yourself. Or like, you have a right to migrate. So I'm pretty much libertarian on that, like immigration wherever you go, like as long as not hurting anybody. But of course the things get a little tricky because of the contagious virus, but most of the immigration restrictions have nothing to do with that. But I love a lot of libertarian ideals, but some of these guys act like, oh, if you're getting that we shouldn't force people to get vaccines. I mean, no one's really forcing people to get vaccinated. It's just that you're just given options, right? Like a lot of jobs, you either get vaccinated or you take a COVID test. So you're given options. You can't get vaccinated, okay, take a COVID test. You're given options. Sometimes that's how it is in society. Like, there's rules, and sometimes you have a multiple choice. There's like multiple choice tests sometimes. Okay, you can't get vaccinated, well, take the COVID test. So that's that. But yeah, people gotta adjust their views. Like, that's why I'm kind of disappointed in a lot of the libertarian movement now, because some of them don't take the virus seriously. They think that. But the thing is this, like, I don't know Hawaii, okay, like when the cases go down, we get some of our liberties back. Like, you get to like businesses get to open up the capacity, you can do more things, you can go like after the cases went down, you can go outside in public places without a mask. Now that when the cases are going down, so you got some of our liberties back. So it's not like we're ending liberty right there. You got some of your liberties back when the cases go down. But when now the cases going up, there's more restrictions. In fact, the state of Hawaii was ready to get rid of all restrictions. Back in, like, I think June, July, like, they'll say, okay, if we got 70% of people vaccinated, okay, we get rid of all restrictions. They're ready to do that, okay? But the cases went up, and we get the Delta variants, so restrictions go up. Once cases go down, restrictions will reduce, and start to live life as much liberty as possible. So yeah, like, people just gotta adjust to the new reality. And the new reality is cases are going up. We're running room in the ICUs. You gotta restrict just to save room in the ICUs and less people get the contagious disease. Once cases go down, you get restrictions and you get more liberties. I mean, that's just how it works. Like, just like what? Again, we have it easy compared to living under World War II. Like, when Hawaii was under threat, we had little less liberty. But when the threat is gone, back to old normal. So this is not living under Nazi Germany. This is not living under Taliban. Okay? I want the government to be as less intrusive as possible. I want the government to allow for as much entrepreneurship as possible, as allow people to do as much consensual activities as they want. I like to go back to the clubs again. But we gotta live in a new reality, and the new reality is that the cases are going up. Gotta take it seriously. Take a break from the parties, man. Like try to do something like solo at home. Like maybe just read a book or something, or just go on the computer and like look up articles and stuff. You'd be surprised how much it benefits you once you learn to do that, or do things on your own without gathering in large groups. And remember, people who know me before the pandemic know I love festivities, but now's not the time. You gotta adjust already. It's not 2019 anymore. Because a lot of people who didn't take this seriously think this is all a joke. A lot of them have died already. Like Herman Cain back in 2020, like he's like acting like, oh, it's nothing, and all that stuff, and he passed away. Okay, maybe that time, okay, the vaccines weren't available yet. But now that vaccines are available, and some of these idiots who are either like extreme right wingers or paleo libertarians or all that, who are like who didn't take this seriously, they don't get vaccinated, they think vaccinations are intrusions, and they think that mask mandates are intrusion, they think that restrictions of gatherings are intrusion. They have the attitude, they're given a chance to get vaccinated, but they're not vaccinated, so what happens, when they act like everything's a joke, they get sick, they get in the hospital, in the ICUs, and some of them dying a painful death. It's happened multiple times already. And it already happened when one of the Republican people in South Carolina recently passed away. I don't remember the name right now, but you know, another radio host, Bill Valentine, thought the whole thing was a joke. He died of COVID. And the thing is, like those who are vaccinated are less likely to get hospitalized. Most of the people who are hospitalized in ICUs are not vaccinated. Overwhelming majority of them. Oh, they say God's gonna protect me. Yeah, you know how God's protecting you? By inventing science. So God gave us science to discover vaccines, discover how to make vaccines. God gave us science to research, medical research to improve people's lives. So if you're saying God is helping, yeah, God gave us science, which gave us vaccines to save our lives. See? God can help you, but you gotta meet God halfway. That's how it works. It's like for those who are religious, you understand that God can help you, but you gotta meet God halfway. Or if you're one of those who believe in more than one God, like what they call polytheism, the gods are helping you, but you gotta meet them halfway. God made science so people can make discoveries, save people's lives. So yeah, God's helping you, but take the vaccine. God made science made vaccines. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated already. Now, if you're one of those people who can't get vaccinated, understand that your life is going to be a little more restricted. And I have a friend, like really close friend, who's not vaccinated because he had an allergic reaction to another vaccine. But he knows that this is serious, and he's wearing a mask all the time, like wearing a mask. He's not gathering in large groups. So yeah, you have a choice not to get vaccinated, but understand that your life is just going to be a little more restricted. We're trying to keep the ICUs not being overfilled. I want to go back to the old days, but we're not in the old days. It's a new era already. So if you can't get vaccinated, then forget it. If you're not sure, consult a medical professional, and take a break from all the parties and gatherings and stuff, man. It's like try to do some things on your own, like try to live a little introverted life, like for now, you know, like stay home, maybe read books or listen to music on your own. Like no one's stopping you from listening to music at your home. Like if you like to gather because music is your thing. Music is my thing. I actually make some music on the computer. Check out Pablo the Mad Tiger Warrior. That's my music. You can still listen to music at home. You can still contact people on Facebook or social media, other social media, or just if you're little older fashioned, the phone or letters. Just reduce the gathering for now. Get the case numbers down. When the case numbers go down, and more people are vaccinated, then we can go back to the new. Well, you can go back to the old normal of gathering again. People gotta wise up, man. Just take precautions and take as much precautions as you can. I mean, I gotta go work and I do have to brave like going to crowds with them. Even then, I practice as much precautions as I can. That's why I have this shield, like, because I know there are probably people passing me by. I don't know if any of them are, how many are vaccinated. So I got this. So I take precautions. Like, I know I can't take every single precaution. Like, I still gotta go out and work, but take as much precautions as I can. I take it seriously. I have all this protective gear. And I don't gather in large groups. I don't go to parties. Like, I wait for parties. I mean, parties are just gonna have to wait. Just gotta wait already. Yep, and just bear with it. And then when the case numbers go down, and just be a little more careful when we go out, and pretty soon, like, you can get the virus to go away and or just be reduced. So just gotta keep in mind, like, gotta adjust already, man. Don't be so like married to your old viewpoints. I mean, again, like I studied the libertarian philosophy for years, but when this situation came up, okay, I have to adjust my point of view. That's what adults do. That's what an adult does. Adjust the point of view when new information comes in. Adjust the point of view when things change. Okay, like maybe we do need a little restrictions. Maybe we do need a safety net. Maybe we do need some restrictions on gatherings for now. And once this is over, okay, we can go back to having less restrictions again. Don't be so like stuck in your old ways that you don't change and you don't adjust. You gotta adjust your views and adjust your habits. That's what an adult does. So anyways, yeah, this video is long. Oh, almost half hour already, but yeah, so yeah, that's it. Take it seriously, right? Mahalo.